What's going on, guys? Venom here again. As I promised, I'd be showing you guys my latest version of Disaster Dragon. But before I get started with that, I just want to touch base on a couple things that I mentioned in my previous video. I'm going to be picking up Disaster Dragon segment again. I'm going to call it V2 or version 2 or something along the lines of that, because there's been a long gap in between and things have changed since my last update video. Still going to keep those videos, the older videos up, but we're going to jump into some new stuff, and this will be the first part of that. I'm also thinking about doing a Deck Doctor segment strictly for dragons. So if you guys would like something of that nature, leave a comment and PM me your deck list, and I'll pick one and I'll go over it. You know, maybe once every couple weeks or something like that. Can't remember if there's anything else I want to say, but this is the version of Disaster Dragon I'm playing right now. It is made to combat the current meta and decks upcoming in the meta, mainly windups and sectors, on top of your plans, synchro and all that. So it is still in the testing stages for the Insector and windups being introduced into the picture, but nonetheless it's very solid. It's what I have now. People may refer to it as anti-meta disaster. I kind of refer to it the opposite, is meta disaster. I mean, it plays as dragons, but it plays your meta cards. It's not my favorite build. Well, I mean, it's the best build I can come up with now. If I was able to choose, I'd definitely pick a totem variant. But sadly, in this format, you can't play a totem variant and be successful in competitive play, in my opinion. So yeah. I also want to, instead of doing deck profiles on my personal builds like I am now, I kind of want to do 3 different segments of my decks. I want to do my competitive tournament playing deck like I'm doing now. I want to do a budget competitive decks for those of you who are budget players, and I want to do a casual deck profiles periodically for you casual players out there. So I'm mixing up things in my channel, but I know you guys are here to see the deck profile, so let's go. We're going to start off with 3 Red Eyes Darkest Metal Dragons. Same as before, and it should always stay the same. Right now he's our boss monster. He's very beefy with 2800 attack and 2800 defense. And he's going to provide that recursion with dudes from the grave, and especially some of your bigger dudes and your dudes that'll control the game from your hand. One of my favorite cards. And he's when you drop him, a lot of people don't know what to do. I mean, their first instinct is to warning him, and I actually like when they warning this guy, because they're, especially with some new cards released on top of the Red Eyes Wyvern, we can bring him back with ease, and they're gonna kind of be kicking themselves in the head because they warning to Darkest Metal. I still play 3 copies of Wyvern. I'm rocking the GX ones like always, the originals. They're my favorite. I've had these forever, believe it or not. But I still play 3. Like I mentioned before in my past videos, I have a confliction with Future Fusion and only running 2 copies. So I always stick to 3. He can, and like I said, he can't really be dead. Between Synchroing and Exceeding and his stats as a monster himself, he can't really be that dead, so I always like him at 3. This is probably going to change and is very questionable. I play Triple Drago still. Windups, I haven't really looked into their attributes very much, but I'm pretty sure none of them are dark. Maybe, I don't know. But I know, the concept of the deck, and I know none of them are dark, from what I know. And in sectors, they don't special. They kind of do the whole equip thing like Dragoonies do, and then they blow up your field. So this doesn't stop them, but it does stop everything else in the meta, so I'm keeping them at 3 for now. It may or may not change between the popularity. But against any matchup, he's a 1916. He's going to put the pressure on your opponent. And I guess it shuts off their Reborns and Call the Haunteds or whatever. But his number can fluctuate. He's one of the questionable cards right now. 3 copies Mass Dragon still. Before I get in depth with this, I didn't touch base on the rarity upgrade for this guy. I've been playing dragons as a whole for about 6 years now, and ever since then I've been asking for a hollow Mass Dragon. Every other recruiter got foiled out, and finally Mass Dragon got foiled out, so I'm very happy about that. Robert from Team Smallville, if you're watching this video, please upgrade to 3 Mass Dragons. Please do not play 2. It's a big mistake. I personally have made the mistake of playing 2 Mass Dragons. Little did I know I was defeating the purpose of Mass Dragon. So, just a lesson from me, from experience. Play 3. Shout out to him, by the way. I've been watching a lot of his videos. He's got great videos. He knows what he's talking about, and he's fun to watch. So shout out to Robert to Team Smallville. And Mass Dragon is important because he searches out this guy, Divine Dragon Apocryph. Very difficult to say. Don't know why they changed the name, but they did. His effect is you can pitch any dragon, or I mean any card. Excuse me. That's why he's so good. Pitch any card to add a dragon from your graveyard to your hand. So if you open up Future Fusion, essentially any card in your hand can now become a Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. And that is absolutely crazy. If you go turn 2, I'm going to remove Red Eyes Wyvern, Special Darkness Metal, they go Warning. Next turn, summon Apocryph, pitch Dead Duality, a Dead Anything for Darkness Metal, and they got to Warning it again, or they're going to take damage to the face. One of my favorite cards, and why he's so good and why he's so important, is he's a 1,000 attack dragon, meaning he is searchable by this guy, your Mass Dragon. The combos with these two are amazing. I mean, turn 1, your Future Fusion, set the mask, they hit the Mass Dragon, search out your Apocryph, that's your Dead Duality, your Dead Typhoon. It could be anything. I mean, you really want. Maybe you're playing a matchup and Drago's not helping out. Ditch a Dead Drago, and you got a free Darkness Metal. So that's really good. I love him. I mean, he's testing out really, really well. His count could go up or down depending on what happens, but I really, really like him. And we get to the meta, or anti-meta part, as a lot of you guys call it, of the deck. I played Double Thunder King. He's probably arguably one of the best cards in the format right now. He stops searching his specials. Him combo with Drago on the field creates a lot of problems for some decks. And he's beefy with 1900 attack. But you kind of have to play him now. You have to stop the decks from searching. You have to stop the decks from spamming. You have to stop other decks from doing stuff. And sometimes Drago just can't do that, depending on the deck. So Thunder King does it perfectly. Now that you see I play him, I can't play Totem, like I said, unfortunately. But, another odd change that I normally don't play double Effect Veiler. The popularity of Effect Veiler is obviously increasing due to windups and sectors, like I said. Still good on all-around other matchup, like Agents, you got your plants, stuff like that. You kind of have to play Effect Veiler now, because if not, they're just going to puke on the field and absolutely destroy you, and there's very few ways, especially in Dragons, to stop that without a back row. And if they go first, you don't have a back row, so you really can't do anything. So Veiler's going to shut that down, and you just run over with your bigger dude next turn. You have to play Effect Veiler this format. I'm sorry, guys. You just have to if you want to play in Premier events and play. Same reasoning goes behind Max C. So like I said, it stops windups from puking on the field, looping your hand, and leaving you handless. This will at least save you cards. At the very least, it's a 1-for-1. So it's going to turn into the 1-for-1 and act like a Royal Oppression for one turn, which is really, really good. And also, if you think of it this way, if your opponent is confident or stupid enough to go off still after you've chained your Max C, you're going to draw into quite a few cards, I'm guessing. If they may special 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to 10 more times. You never know. But that'll help you dig for your power cards, which is really good. So if they go off and end up not beating you, because you may draw into your Veiler and stop their loop right there. You can draw into anything. You can have a back row set, and you can draw into your Future Fusion and other power cards. So same as Veiler with Max C, you kind of have to play it. You got to be able to stop your opponent when you don't have any back row. Single copies. One Delta Flyer. I felt like the deck needed some synchroing involved in some way, and it needed an extra Mass Dragon turret, so I felt Delta Flyer was decent as of right now. He may come out, he may not. We'll see how testing goes. Like I said, the deck is still kind of a prototype for windups and sectors, but he's good with, you could exceed summon with him, you can synchro with him, and it gives you access to more dudes in your extra. And the 1-copy Exploder to get rid of those, pesky monsters, like a Colossal Fighter, Scrap Dragon, that you can't get rid of at the time, so. The monster count is 22. I know, kind of high, but considering you're playing the hand traps and stuff like that, you got the Apocalypse to pitch stuff, I felt like that's safe to go with for now, but we'll see. Don't hate me, guys. Spell lineup, triple duality. Like I said, this is going to thin your deck out, speed it up, dig for your power cards. You can't special, but everybody knows that. So you could grab your Thunder Kings, you could grab your Maxis, your Veilers, your Dragos, your Mass Dragons. So obviously, pretty much staple in most decks. Double Sarcophagus. A lot of people, because they run the triple duality, they drop the double Sarc. I put it this way: Rabbit could play it, we could play it. Rabbit decks have Rescue Rabbit. Dragon decks have Feature Fusion, so you're always going to go for that one card. I feel like with a lot of power cards this format, Sarco not only has Future Fusion, it has Reborn, it has Heavy Storm, it has your Darkness Metals. Excuse me, it has your Maxis, your Veilers, your Dust Shoot, your Warning. I mean, there's so many power cards, your BLS. So many power cards that you could just dig for stuff and have the time to dig for stuff. On to pretty standard stuff, we got the double Typhoon for back row destruction. And we have the single copy Future Fusion, like I said. Reason why we play Duality and Sarco. Search for your stuff, one of your many power cards in the deck. Everyone knows why Future Fusion's in here for dragons. Single copy Book for staples. Single copy Dark Hole. Single copy Heavy Storm, single copy Monster Reborn. Trap lineup, double Fiendish Chain. I felt like the deck needed a little more back row because without these I'm playing 4 back row. So I feel like it needed some more back row, and this is the safest and best bet to go with right now. It's like an effect failure and it stops attacks. It's going to stop windups, it's going to stop sectors and everything else. This is a really good card. Now, if you want to try to play a competitive Totem variant, you need triple Fiendish Chain then. So, I mean, I'll get my hands on a third Fiendish Chain and make a Totem variant for budget players and whatnot. So Fiendish Chain's a really good choice right now. And you got your double Warning still. This Warning, you got to play it along with the 1 Solemn Judgment. And the Dust Shoot. Dust Shoot's really good right now. Good depending on the format. And it's Champ Pack, so you can't go wrong with Champ Pack Dust Shoot. That's the main deck, guys. It's 40 cards like always. And we got the extra deck. 1 5-headed dragon, your target for Future Fusion. 1 number 17 Leviathan dragon. I mean, it's a dragon, it's a rank 3. So, Delta Flyer plus Mass Dragon, Delta Flyer, you could increase, on Max C, depending on what moves you have. 1 Levier, the Sea Dragon, one of the better rank 3s out there, like I said. Plus you remove with Wyvern, stuff gets bottomless, banished, 1 Zen Mains, just because it's a good rank 3, kind of got to play it. 1 Zen Meister. People may ask why I play Zen Meister. Well, you can't exceed with or synchro or special at all while you have Drago on the field. Even though you're exceeding and removing it, you have to fulfill the requirements before you make your move. That's the ruling on Drago. So you can't go Utopia, you can't go Roach while you have Drago on the field. So this gives me an out to get a bigger monster while I have Drago on the field. Plus, if you have 2 level 4 dragons and you have Darkness Metal on the field, play its effect, Exceed Summon to Zen Meister, and then flip it down and flip it back up and use the effect again, which is kind of cool. 1 Roach. I would probably play Utopia over this, but I feel like I'd go Roach just because I'm playing a very control variant of this deck. But you could go ahead and play Utopia. I'm probably going to play Utopia. And we got level 5 synchros, 1 Catastor. Level 6 synchros, 1 Briotic. Level 7 synchros, 1 Exploded Dragon Wing and 1 Black Rose Dragon. Level 8s, we got the 1 Stardust Dragon, 1 Scrap Dragon, and 1 Dark End, because Delta Flyer plus Apocalypse is Dark End. I mean, why not play it if you can get it out? It's a fairly decent card. 1 Trishula, and to round out the the extra deck, the 1 Trident. You can go into it and enables OTKs. Kind of throws your opponent off guard. It's pretty good. I always like to play him in the extra. A lot of people don't, but so that's the deck, guys. Please rate, comment, and subscribe. Remember, I'm going to be coming at you guys with updated disaster segments, and I kind of want to do a deck doctor for you guys, so please PM me deck lists. I also want to do a Q&A segment, so please send me questions. Any questions will do. I want to see what happens with that. So yeah, guys, please rate, comment, and subscribe.